Good morning and welcome to the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, November 21st. For introduction purposes, my name is Todd Wilchin. I am the chair of the county board this year. On my left, fellow commissioners Jennifer Brinkman and Deb Shore. On my right, Commissioner Roma Amundsen and Vice Chair Commissioner Bill Avery. From the County Attorney's Office, we have David Durbin. From the County Clerk's Office, we have the County Clerk, Dan Nolte, and Kelly Lundgren. From the County Board Office, we have the Chief Administrative Officer, Carrie Egan, and the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Ann Ames. Now please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, please start the agenda.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff at the front of the hearing room. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. 1A is approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, November 14th, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the last Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, November 14th. Any discussion or corrections? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Avery?
Yes.
Brinkman?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundsen?
Yes.
Wilchin? Motion carries 5-0. B is approval of the minutes of the joint meeting with the Lancaster County Agricultural Society held on Wednesday, November 15, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the joint meeting with the Lancaster County Agricultural Society held last Wednesday, November 15th. Any discussion or corrections? Please call the roll.
Brinkman?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundsen?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through November 21st, 2017.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve all claims processed through today. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore?
Yes.
Amundsen?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Brinkman?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is new business. 3A is a resolution in the matter of approving an amendment to the master site lease between the county as lessee and the Lancaster County Correctional Facility Joint Public Agency as lessor, and the issuance by the agency of not to exceed $40,985,000 in principal amount of the agency's refunding bonds.
Good morning.
Good morning. Scott Keene, Emeritus Investment Corp., Mike Rogers with Gilmore and Bell. We're here this morning to talk with you about a resolution that we're asking for your consideration to allow for the refunding of the Lancaster County Jail Correctional Facilities JPA bonds issued in 2009. Those bonds are outstanding in the amount of about $41 million. They are callable on or after December 1 of 2018, so just about a year from now, but we have an opportunity for significant interest rate savings by refunding those bonds at this time. Bonds are currently outstanding with an average rate of approximately 4.9%, and in today's market, they could be replaced with bonds having a rate averaging between 2 and 2.5%. So a significant amount of savings can be found with this refunding, averaging between $450,000 and $550,000 per year, which translates into 10 to 13% on a present value basis as a percentage of the outstanding bonds. The GFOA considers an advance refunding like this one to be a good candidate if it has savings in excess of 5%. So clearly we exceed that threshold by quite a large amount. With this board's approval this morning, we will be proceeding to the JPA board for their consideration of their resolution on November 28th, and to the City Council for a consideration of their resolution as the other partner to the JPA on December 4th. We would then plan to have the sale of the bonds take place, a negotiated sale of those bonds, on December 6th, Wednesday, December 6th. So we're moving forward essentially just as quickly as we possibly can. We delivered the draft documents to the rating agencies about a week and a half ago. Dennis and I have a call with Standard & Poor's and their analyst this morning, and are meeting with Moody's next week. So things look very favorable. I might turn it over. I think we've talked a little bit before about the nature of this being an advance refunding. The IRS traditionally allows just one advance refunding of a given bond issue, but the tax bill under consideration in Congress has a negative impact to advance refundings. And so if you don't mind, I might turn it over to Mike just to give a quick summary of that process.
Good morning again. Mike Rogers with Gilmore and Bell, Bond Counsel. The bill in the House and which passed in the House and the bill in the Senate would prohibit advance refundings in the future. As Scott mentioned, currently the tax laws allow one advance refunding in the life of an indebtedness, but that would be eliminated. So the goal is to close this financing this calendar year. That provision, if it goes into effect, would be effective December 31st. So any financings done at the end of this year would be fine as an advance refunding. And if we were to miss that, then you would have to wait to do a refunding until the bonds were currently callable. So that's the reason for the accelerated timeline, and is just to protect the JPA from losing that opportunity. So the resolution in front of the county board here effectively allows amendment of the site lease just to reference the new bonds rather than just the old bonds. That's the sole purpose of the amendment to the site lease, and then to authorize the issuance of the bonds. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for Mike or Scott? No. Commissioner Avery?
Did I hear you say that you already had a refunding on these bonds,
No.
and this would be a second?
No, this would be the first one. This would be the
Okay.
first refunding of these bonds. I apologize if I misspoke.
No, I don't think you did. I just misheard.
No, I just want to thank you both for your hard work in getting this done. I know that this was something that we'd already planned to do, and with the proposed legislation, we had to act more quickly than we had planned, but I'm very appreciative, as well as the taxpayers, because the $4.5 to $5 million savings over the next 10 years is going to actually be property tax relief, because that's ultimately who's paying for the bond. So very much appreciate it. With that, I'd entertain a motion to
Move
approve.
approval. Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve an amendment to the master site lease between the county and the Lancaster County Correctional Facility, JPA, and the issuance of by the agency of not to exceed $40,985,000 in principal amount of the agency's refunding bonds. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
I'm going to have to abstain owing to a possible conflict of interest.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
B is a resolution authorizing action with respect to traffic control devices at the intersection of North 112th Street and Adams Street in Lancaster County.
Move approval. Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize the action to install traffic control devices at the intersection of North 112th Street and Adams. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is an interlocal agreement with the City of Crete to provide mutual law enforcement aid and assistance.
Good morning, Terry Wagner, Lancaster County Sheriff. This is just an agreement with the City of Crete Police Department, so that should either of our agencies need the assistance of the other, this agreement allows us to do that, and it's in conformance with Nebraska statutes on the local agreements. And there's nothing immediate, but there are times when we go into Crete and Crete comes into Lancaster County because the city limits of Crete are bordering the western limits of Lancaster County. So there are times when we do joint things and encroach upon each other's jurisdiction, and it's nice, it would be good to have this in place.
Okay, any questions for the sheriff?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the interlocal agreement with the City of Crete to provide mutual law enforcement aid and assistance. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. D is a software license loaner agreement between Faro Technologies and Lancaster County on behalf of the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office to provide for a 1-year software license for Faro Zone 3D advanced software. Upon fulfillment of the county's duties pursuant to the agreement, the temporary license will be replaced with a perpetual license. There is no cost to the county.
Good morning, Terry Wagner, Lancaster County Sheriff. If you remember that Faro is a 3D scanning device that helps provide a 3D depiction of crime scenes, accident scenes, those kinds of things. One of our investigators developed the ability to gauge a suspect's height from the scan that the Faro completes, and wrote a white paper for the company identifying how that happened, and in exchange for being able to use that that white paper and his technique on developing suspect height, they're going to give us a perpetual license to their software. So it's a really good deal for Lancaster County. It was great work by investigator Drew Bolzer, who developed that ability to gauge suspects' height through the scanner. So I'm explaining that poorly. I don't know all the technical aspects of how that happened, but everybody was pretty impressed with how he was able to gauge that suspect's height.
Was there a dollar amount associated with it?
No,
Okay.
it's
It's just perpetual?
for us. Yeah, it's just they'll give us a license for free in exchange for use of that ability to gauge the suspect's heights.
You should nominate him for Employee of the Month in the area of innovation and efficiency.
Yeah, because I think
You really should.
perpetual license is worth quite a bit of money. So,
Any other questions for the sheriff?
Approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to approve the software license loaner agreement with Faro Technologies to provide for a 1-year software license for the Faro Zone 3D advanced software. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is a collective bargaining agreement between Lancaster County and the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 77. Term of the agreement is August 17, 2017 to August 30th, 2019.
Good morning, Commissioners. Doug McDaniel, Human Resources. This is collective bargaining agreement, as we said, for FOP 77, which is the Juvenile Detention Officers, the Youth Services Center. It's a 2-year agreement, retroactive back to August 17th of 2017. Economic implications are a 2% increase for 2 years for each year. Other than that, there's some minor language changes, but nothing that has economic impact.
Any questions for Mr. McDaniel?
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the collective bargaining agreement with the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 77. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 3F are forms related to Aetna's provision of claims administration services for the Lancaster County self-funded health care program. This includes electronic listings agreement letter, payer election application with New York State Department of Health, electronic filing user ID application with New York State Department of Health, Lancaster County election page for outstanding benefit payment checks, application for stop-loss insurance, and self-funded banking consent form.
Good morning. I'm Bill Kastner from Human Resources Department. We continue to work through the transition to Aetna for the county's health insurance, and requires a variety of forms, and these are some of the attachments that we're starting to get for approval from the board. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any about these forms.
Any questions for Mr. Costner?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the signing of forms related to Aetna's provisions of claims administration services for the county's self-funded health care program. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. G is an interlocal agreement with the Lower Platte South Natural Resource District to provide for project number 3 of the South Salt Creek Watershed Master Plan.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So this is an agreement to do embankment stabilization for the bridge over Salt Creek on West Pioneers by Wilderness Park. And I'm really excited about this project because it's actually a three-way partnership between the NRD, Lincoln Stormwater Management, and Lancaster County. And so this is a embankment stabilization for us through the bridge, but a drop structure built by Lincoln Stormwater Management and the NRD, which will protect the bridge and also lock in the bottom of that creek so that we can stop experiencing degradation in this area. And so I'm excited we could work this out. Individually, the projects would have cost the collective a lot more than coming together and building one contiguous project.
Any questions for the county engineer?
I think this is a great opportunity for, it shows how cooperation works, and so I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the interlocal agreement with the Lower Platte South Natural Resources District to provide project number 3 of the South Salt Creek Watershed Master Plan. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is an accessory building agreement with Timothy and Linda Ashoff for property generally located at 1950 Southwest 112th Street.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the accessory building agreement with Timothy and Linda Ashoff. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. I is a recommendation from the Purchasing Department and County Corrections to award a contract to K2 Construction for the East Ditch erosion repair at the Adult Detention Facility.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to award a contract to K2 Construction for the East Ditch erosion repair at the Adult Detention Facility. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. J is a recommendation from the Purchasing Department and County Engineer to award award purchase orders to the following for the supplying and hauling of crushed rock surface course material. The total cost of the county is $822,720. And this includes RL Teeman Construction and Buell Trucking.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. This is our annual bid for gravel. And so this bid includes Type A and Type B gravel, and we're excited to get this project underway so that we can have our gravel.
Any questions for Ms. Stingman?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to award purchase orders for the supplying and hauling of crushed rock surface course materials. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 3K is a contract with Stonebrook Roofing, Inc. to provide roof replacement for Waverly Buildings and Salt Dome. Work under the contract will begin as soon as possible from date of execution. The cost of the county is not to exceed $21,767.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So you may remember when we awarded these contracts, it was 3 buildings and we awarded them to 3 separate contractors. And so the contract you awarded last week is almost complete. I think they'll wrap that up today. So that's exciting before winter hits. And this is an additional contract. And again, we're hoping to get this done before it gets too cold to do roofing.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve a contract with Stonebrook Roofing, Inc. to provide roof replacement for Waverly Buildings and Salt Dome. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. L are contracts with the following to provide the annual supply of county corrections uniform accessories. Term of the contracts are 4 years from the date of execution. This includes Ray O'Hearn Company, Inc., in an amount not to exceed $11,500, and Sioux Sales Company in an amount not to exceed $39,000.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve 2 contracts for the annual supply of county corrections uniform accessories. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. M is a contract with Bob Barker Company to provide the annual supply of county corrections clincher inmate ID wristbands. Term of the contract is 4 years from the date of execution. The cost of county is not to exceed $15,800.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the contract with Bob Barker Company to provide the annual supply of county corrections clincher inmate ID wristbands. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. And are amendments to the following contracts for county facilities snow and ice removal. The amendments renew the contracts from December 16, 2017 through December 15, 2018. And these are county contracts C-16-701 with LeGrand Excavating, Inc., an amount not to exceed $40,000. And county contract with Mr. Yards and More LLC, an amount not to exceed $3,000.
Move approval.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to amend 2 contracts for county facilities snow removal.
Who was the second?
Oh, sorry.
Second that.
I apologize. Now we have a motion and a second to approve the 2 amendments for the contracts for the county facility snow and ice removal. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. O is an amendment to county contract C-17-378 with Midwest Sound and Lighting for Hall of Justice courtroom audio replacement. The amendment extends the contract for a term beginning December 2nd, 2017 to January 31st, 2018.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to amend the county contract with Midwest Sound and Lighting for Hall of Justice courtroom audio replacement. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 4, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business, non-agenda, may do so at this time.
Okay, anyone in the audience here wishing to speak on an item not on the agenda? Okay, please continue with the agenda, Mr. Clerk.
Next is number 6, announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Tuesday, November 21st, 2017, immediately following the Board of Equalization meeting in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will not hold a staff meeting on Thursday, November 23rd, 2017, due to the Thanksgiving holiday. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold their next regular meeting on Tuesday, November 28th, 2017, at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. The County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, that concludes the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday. It's not on mine. Sorry. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the Lancaster County Board of Equalization meeting. Mr. Clerk, please start the agenda.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, November 14th, 2017.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, November 14th. Any discussion or corrections? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 is a public hearing, and this is for motor vehicle tax exemption applications for Catholic Social Services, CHI Health, Macaulay Center, Christian Heritage Children's Home, and People's City Mission.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and open the motor vehicle tax exemption application hearing. Anyone in the audience wishing to testify in support of the applications, in opposition, or in the neutral capacity? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing.
Next is number 3, action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Brinkman,
Yes.
Wilchin.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, now that concludes the meeting. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.